Uh-oh, there he goes. Heroes Vodka. How was it?
It's good.
Vodka is always good.
What's the one that you've had?
Right now I'm drinking a Blue Moon, but I don't know what the shot was. Yeah, there you go. Chase it. I can't remember the name. I have to have one of my kids bring it to. Well, my wife bring it to me. I can't have the kids bringing me alcohol.
So when did you start PC out of service?
So I'm still in service. I'm actually waiting for a retirement date, which is
Oh,
pretty cool. I'll shoot. I'm
oh, I
technically.
meant PC at ease.
Okay. The company. I
Didn't
started
even
in
kick in yet.
2018.
2018. Is that so? I met you at the Canon. You're in Houston, but you're the city leader for
Austin.
Austin.
Yeah. So I'll give you a quick little history. I come to Austin. I was in Virginia. I just finished up a 10-month school. I lived in Virginia for 10 months, maybe 12 months, maybe a little under a year. And I thought I was going to stay there. So I got a real estate license and I was going to start doing real estate in the DC, North Virginia area. And then I got orders to come to Texas. And I was like, all right. So let me get a real estate license in Texas. And I started studying for it. But when we moved here and had that issue where I stayed in a vacation rental off of booking off of Airbnb, and I didn't get reimbursed. That's when the idea for At Ease came because we had just closed on our house in Round Rock. We live in Round Rock too, and me and my wife was saying that they wouldn't reimburse me for my freaking travel.
Wait. They told you that you had to come to Texas.
Yeah,
You don't have it. Like why? I guess there's a mission or
yeah. So the Marine Corps has a ROTC program at the University of Texas, Austin. So Longhorns, and in that program they send two Marines, a officer like me who's going to help train future officers, and an enlisted guy who is a prior drill instructor that can teach people how to drill and basically yell at them when I like get mad, like go get them, Gunny. So
and so
he,
they told you to move here and they don't they're just like you're on your like find your own housing lodging or
that's pretty much how it works anywhere you move to. You find your own house, you find your own lodging, temporary lodging. Because most people, when we move from base to base, we're technically homeless because we don't have a house at our old base. We don't have a house where we're going, so we're just like these people moving on. We're like the best gypsies, right? The military, and then the State Department's behind us. Um,
like respected gypsies, I guess.
respected gypsies. So the let me see. What they help you with is a truck and some movers, some sketchy movers at that. So we
You
do
don't even
get.
use your trainees. It's just like, hey,
No.
helping the
These are
major.
dudes that you go to and say, "Hey, I need two people to help with something." Like if you were doing some lawn work and you wanted to go hire some people, you don't know if they're legal or not legal. You just hope they don't steal anything at your house. That's who usually comes to the base to pack you up. Now, the only person that they hire are the contracted moving company. So a truck. The driver is legit because he's driving an 18 wheeler. But outside of that, the driver goes and finds these independent movers and they come to your house and they start packing your stuff up. Your valuables too. Could you imagine? Imagine your own base, right? So they say, "Hey, YJ would come and pick your stuff up." You're like, "Cool, got it." Waiting. Truck comes in, and then you're on base. But before they can get on base, they have to go through a security check, and they say, "Hey, YJ, three of the guys can't get in because they're high." And he's like, "It's not my problem," because base is not gonna let them on because they're high, right? It's like zero drugs on the military installation, like. And you're like, all right, you're moving me, and like, this is not my problem, so you need to figure it out. Or that they're not high and they don't have an ID because sometimes having an ID, you might have some kind of track record, and you don't want to carry an ID. So they have an ID, but they don't want to show it at the gate because they're worried that they might have a
What the
warrant.
hell?
Yeah. So you're like, hey, can you come get us in that? Like, I'm not that guy with the can't get on the base. You got to tell them they got to go somewhere else. Like, they're not
Or
coming.
are they forcing y'all to carry all your stuff to
Yeah,
front of the gate?
yeah. It's like I'm not. You can't even come to the if you can't get in the base. They don't have, and that's for the people who live on base. For the people who don't live off base, anybody and everybody can come to your house. So now that nice little, I see you have a weapon hanging up. Is
Oh,
it a
the
gun?
boring company, Elon Musk. You know, he was selling those like not a flamethrower things.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, I
So
got one.
imagine somebody who can't get on base or who doesn't have a license coming to take and pack up your flamethrower. You won't see that thing ever again. So that's what the military helps you with: movers and a truck. Everything else, you're on your own. Which most people say, I have to move myself all the time. I'm like, not if you work for Google, Apple, you know, Oracle. I guarantee Oracle people are not having as much
The
trouble.
military has like so much funding. Like, can't they like spot check or no?
I wish they would. That's what I'm gonna. That's what's gonna make me rich. I'm gonna just come in and do all of the spot checking and help all of the military folks out, and figure out how to get a big government contract doing it. That's my goal. So I don't want them to fix it yet. I want to fix it. But yeah, that's how I started the company. They
So
wouldn't
you
reimburse me.
started at ease with when did you get involved with Bunker?
So uh 2018 fall. So August, September, October, I went to every bunker brew they had in Austin and any event that they were doing. And what's funny is I had no clue what a bunker labs was. Um,
So you had at ease, and I guess you're growing, and I'm assuming you're trying to find resources or
I'm writing business plans. So idea, wife and I, new house. Man, I wish we can use vacation rentals for military. It's like gotta be somebody who does it. Google, Bing, Yahoo, search the whole web. I'm like, damn, nobody really does it. I was like, I wonder if I start this business. So I was like, hey, I got a buddy named Mike. I'm like, Mike, I'm about to start a company. It's gonna be like uh home away, Airbnb, but for the military. And he was like, damn, that's a good idea. And I was like, what do I do? He was like, you're in Austin, go to Bunker Labs. And I was like, Bunker Labs? What the hell is that? I thought it was actually a bunker, like somewhere that he knew about. He was like, no, man, it's an organization. It was started out of Austin and Chicago and they came together. And I was like, whatever. So I look it up, I go to it, and I still had idea building a business plan, trying to figure out what a business looks like when you set it up. And I went to all of the bunker brews like you have, and you see they have a panel sometimes, and people are talking about their experience. And the tribe that was going through were just going through and were bringing all of these great speakers and all these people to come talk. And I was like, damn, these are some smart ass veterans. I was like, how do they know all of this stuff? I got to get down with this thing. Like, yo, this bunker labs. And I started going every single
aren't
brew.
all veterans like really smart or
They're smart, but like it's in their own thing. But I was like, how do
yeah.
they know so much about starting a damn business? Like, this is crazy. And they were doing really, really good things, and their businesses were doing really well. And I just started pestering them like, I want to be in this. I want to be in bunker. I want to be in bunker. And have you ever met Jonathan?
Yeah, I love them.
So I remember one night, Jonathan pulled me to the side. He was like, hey, brother, you're still active duty. You have a wife and the kids. You're not a kid, kids, 6 of them. And it's like, starting a business is a lot. It's dedicated. Like, you got to be in it to win it. And he was like, I think you should wait for Bunker Labs. And I was like, Jonathan, I don't have time to wait. I got to do it right now. And he's like, Bunker Labs is going to require you to come in so many times. You have to be active. Like, you can put the application in. There's no guarantee you'll get in. And I got lucky. Timing was right. Submitted the application. I actually learned how to form my company as an LLC in Texas so that I can submit to Bunker Labs to show them that I was serious. That's how I was like, I don't know how to do this LLC thing. And I couldn't find a lawyer in time to do it in time for the application. So I just read through the Texas State business page, Secretary of State page.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was just like, wow, I don't know what this looks like. And I'm lucky because I have a sister who's a lawyer. So I was like, what does thou therefore thee mean? She was like, I hate you. I was like, speak this old English. Help me real quick. What does it mean? So she translated old English to regular people's language. And I was like, oh, no, that doesn't qualify. And everything was no. It's just I didn't understand what it was asking to tell me you know how you see
Yeah,
contracts, you're like, what the hell are these lawyers talking about? So that's how I started at ease, and that's how I got in bunker.
that's awesome. So like, so your first exposure to like the entrepreneurial community was, some guy referred you to Bunker Labs. You started seeing all these military veterans who started their own businesses, and they don't teach you that
Mm-mm.
in the military.
No, they don't teach you how to start a business. They don't at all. But what they do teach you, and most people will never put this together, is how to run an organization and how to be a leader. Especially the Marine Corps, we're big on leadership, and then having your technical skills down too. But the way the military functions, you got to think about it. Most service has been around, except for like the Air Force and the Coast Guard, for 200 plus years. Marine Corps over 240 years. Army a little bit longer. And then you think about the National Guard. They're the longest standing organization in the country in terms of military forces in America, North America, U.S. Um, and they haven't gone out of business yet. Again, the government is funding them, but they haven't gone out of business yet. So a lot of the operations and the procedures that they do mean it's a really well-oiled machine. And if you can replicate some of those things, you can kind of build a successful business. So I didn't know that they were teaching me how to run a business, not start one, but teaching me the processes needed to make sure that I have a successful business. Um,
When did it click for you? Like, when did you when you start running your business and you're like, holy shit, like I learned how to do this in the military.
I was fortunate. The school I came from in Quantico was teaching me different things on but uh, it didn't click till I took this course online called Vet to CEO. Two Army guys started it. It's a free program. The only requirement is you got to be a vet, right? I was like, shit, I'm good. And it's free online, and they had I don't know if it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or whatever. You just had to go to the things. And what they did and what they do, because they still do it, is they go, "This is what you learned in the military. This is how it's in the business." And you're like, oh, right? They say operations plan, business plan. You go, right? And then they go, they talk about the logistics, and they bring
Do
up
you have an example? Like,
it's literally business plan, operation plan. That's how the guy talks, dude.
really?
He is all. I mean, I was like, that was one of the biggest eye openers for me was Vet to CEO,
Yeah.
free program, and I was just like, this is that, and that's what changed me. It's the entrepreneurship transition for warriors. That's what they say. Uh, I wish I had an example, but I don't. But it's one of the
It's all
best
right.
damn programs out there that helped me.
Kind of going back to like Bunker Labs, you said you were meeting all these like really cool entrepreneurs. Was there someone that kind of stood out to you, or like a mentor or someone that you are all your mentors also like vets?
Not all of them. A good bit of people. The ones that stood out to me were the ones who were genuine. Like the Infalau, who's a city lead with Bunker Labs now called City Ambassador. Uh, he stood out. Shady, Shady Dehus. Is it Dehus? Dejesus? It's Jesus, so it always throws me off. The Jesus. Um, and then Jonathan and Sabrina were very impactful, still are, in helping figure it out and just meeting for coffee and talking things through. But what was impressive were seeing the other veterans, military spouses, and people who are affiliated with the military, because it's just not for veterans. Like if you belong to this community, you can participate, and seeing how other folks who are out there with companies were like, "Hey, I can help you." I remember. Have you ever seen the beer Austin Beer Works? It has like the little A. I'll pull it up. Guy named Mike. He's the founder of that company, and I'm like, I'm drinking this beer and going to HEB to get it all the time. And the founder's there. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. We got to, just do this here. And he's like, I'm a vet. And I was like, what's your name? He's like, Mike. And I was like, oh, I see it on your shirt. So I was like, all of these folks, and because you belong to a community, it's like if you go to, you say you're from the University of Houston, right?
Yeah.
And you see another person who is doing great things, and you went and they went to Houston, it's going to be an instant connection where you guys could just talk. And if you both lived on a dorm, or lived in a certain part of the city that was relative and related to that university, you have that commonality amongst each other. And that's what it is with veterans. So it's much easier to talk to people who are even billionaire veterans. You can still, hey man, hey girl, gal, chick, whatever. We don't really get into the
Because
whole.
you kind of know like what the challenges that you both kind of have to face, and you know, even it could be like a different region but similar challenges and similar like struggles. And I think it's really interesting because, you know, I started getting involved, you know, supporting entrepreneurial communities through, you know, whatever full-time job I have.
Mhm.
But I think when I got introduced to Bunker Labs, first I met Jonathan at South by Southwest. My first time I volunteered, I was wearing South by Southwest. Met them, they
Was
were
that when we
very,
were being loud at that table?
yeah. Well, I was working in booths, so I might have been like
Okay,
outside,
okay,
inside, running all over
okay.
the place. And I met them. I was like crap, like these are really cool people. And then as I started attending or had opportunities to attend your events, one thing I noticed is that sense of camaraderie, and then this whole culture of like giving first.
Oh yeah, it's a
I
huge
didn't
give.
and I didn't realize that this was a really big part of entrepreneurial community, but like you guys really like had this feeling of, hey, how can we support each other? You know, how can we build a sense of camaraderie where we all went through some of the same stuff together, and how can we build each other up?
Man, that's a great point. That's a great observation. We do give a lot to each other, and you got to think about it. All of us volunteered to have jobs that don't pay a lot and risk our lives. We're like musicians and artists without all of the fanfare if we make it successful. That's what the military is. Uh, but it's a great life to give to, and the sacrifices that you sign up for, and the ideals that we all believe that did it. And we're so used to giving. Like that's a great observation. Like once I got into the program, not even as a veteran and resident, but just coming to the events, people were funneling things that, are you on Slack? Do you Zoom? This when nobody knew what a Slack or a Zoom was, right? Like COVID has helped Slack and Zoom go to the next level. A lot of entrepreneurs knew about it, but not like they do today. Do you have this app and this app? And I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. And they were just giving, hey, use my login.
Like
I
what?
use it. I'm not going to disrespect that. Thank you for trusting me like that. And I was using other people's items to make my company better. And it's funny that you say that the startup community is giving like that. It's not as giving as the Bunker Labs or the Patriot Boot Camps or the Vet to CEOs or Vetted. That's another organization here in town that helps veterans. All of these veteran serving organizations that want to help us become entrepreneurs, or if you have a small business and help expand and grow, they give like more than you will ever see. I've been through a couple of places. You know, you got the places in the hotel, and you got a couple of other places around town that cater to entrepreneurs. But the sense of camaraderie and giving is not as great as you will see it like at a Bunker Lab, at a Bunker Brew. And we love having you at our events, not because of who your employer
They
is,
brought
but
you crayons.
because of the energy you bring, and you bring people. Remember that one event you brought like 8 new people, and I think
Yeah.
one of them or two of them were starting a company themselves. So that was awesome. It's just like a
I
vibe of
think they tried
entrepreneur.
pitching to you too. It's like,
They
hey,
did, they did, and it was great. I was it the
it's like,
market.
don't embarrass me. Just
No, man, it wasn't embarrassing. That's what they need to do is get out there and pitch, 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 and it was amazing.
I'm just
So
glad that it was, well, one, it was free, and one, I missed y'all. So I was like,
it's
yeah,
always free.
fuck it, let's go.
That's always good, right? Free food, free drinks, and
Yep.
free education. And it just builds the community. So I can't wait. I was talking to Jonathan in text, and he was like, hey, man, when can we meet up again? I was like, wait till I figure out when I can walk again. I can walk again as of today. But I wanted to to get back to bunker brews and going to what was that we did in Cannon? That was not a brew. That was a
It was like a
mustard.
pitch
That was a
competition or
mustard. Yeah, mustard
yep.
USA in Houston, Texas for the Southeast region, and that was an amazing event. Had a lot of good people come out there. Some good veterans won the first, second, and third prize, and met good people like you. You guys came out, set up some stuff. Um, yeah, it was awesome. But let's talk about some other stuff
Sure.
because this is drunken. Hold on, let me go to the title. I don't want to steal
Drunk
it.
startups.
Drunken startups. We need to talk about startups, right?
Yeah.
Not too much bunker, even though it's a great because we need to talk about drunken startups because we talked about you having a startup. I have a startup, and it's hard for us as founders to find other people to talk to because sometimes people just don't freaking get it, right? Um, how has that been for you?
Well, it's funny because like I was talking to I it's weird because like I'm one of the mentors in New Chip, and New Chip is a seller here in Austin, and
Mm-hmm.
um like I fill out this application and they're like, oh, have you ever exited a company? Nope. It's like, have you ever, ever sold a company or got funding? It's like, nope. It's like, I mean, I'm passionate about this stuff. Like, I started like this e-commerce business, which we're doing really well. So I sell like custom board game pieces. I have 8 like 3D printers in my garage, which I
3D
started.
printer?
Yeah, 3D printers. Yep.
Nice.
It's funny though, but I it's like so I finally have this like garage startup, but I actually started in my laundry room in the apartment when I moved to Dell. And it was
That's
like this
it.
really small. I think I have pictures somewhere. Let me see. Oh, it's on my other computer. But so it's weird that they accepted me. But I think one of the things that I wrote down there because I was just super passionate about like learning, um, and supporting people who are super driven and want to make something for the world.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I put something on a comment which when I finally got paired up, this female founder was like, YJ, why did you become a mentor? And I was like, well, to be honest, it's like the more passionate someone is about something, the more I want to help them.
That's good. Your
And I
passion drives your
and I
desire.
don't know what it is that I can help you with, but I think part of it is like I never knew what my passion was. I think I just like both my parents were teachers. I love learning. I love teaching. I just knew if someone really wanted to do something, I wanted to be part of their journey. Like if
That's
it's
awesome.
anything I can do, and join them for the ride. Like, what is it to be really passionate about something? And I'm trying to discover that for myself. But and maybe it's just supporting other people, and that
And
could
that's
be.
not a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing at all. Because I'm thinking of a really good book that talks about that, how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah.
It kind of lends its way towards that actual thing. I'm looking for the book. That's why I'm over here looking away crazily. How to win friends and
Oh, I
influence.
have it.
That's a great book.
Yeah.
But his book before that, Napoleon Hill, uh, the 16 principles of success. There's a another book right before. It's long. Oh man, it's so long. But it's good, and you can tell that's where they kind of they the teachings of Napoleon Hill. It's called The Laws of Success, The Lost Prosperity Secrets of Napoleon Hill, The Magic Ladder to Success. That one is about 33 hours on an audiobook. So you know it's a long thing. 33 hours. Oh, that's a good one. What year is
Is
that?
it? I don't
Yeah,
know.
isn't
It's 12
it
years old.
12?
So I was drinking this, Centauri whiskey.
Centauri whiskey. Oh man, I love that one.
Really?
Yeah, it's much cheaper in Japan though. They raised the prices over here like crazy.
Should I
Like
just have someone just import like a bunch of
I've
it?
been trying to get my friends to send me over some liquor and some other things because they got a habusaki where you have a snake inside
Yep.
of it too. But that Centauri is amazing. Yeah,
We should get
that's
sponsored
next
and
time we
we
do.
just have free drinks.
We do whiskey and cognac and not cognac, whiskey and bourbon.
Really?
Like
So I never
Glenfiddich
had
12
this.
is good.
One of my bosses recommend because I never had whiskey. Honestly, dude, this is the most I've drank whiskey. It's on this.
Yeah.
You'd
Are
like
those the two you have?
that's the only two I have.
So McAllen is a good one, and then Oban, Oban. Uh, what I is if you get a nice little zest of orange in some of them, some people like them neat. I usually go straight, but my fraternity brother who I pledged with, he was the first person to introduce that to me. I think it was
Nine
either for
footish.
birthday or yeah. He was
So what
like,
do you mean like straight? Like you just drink it?
yeah, no, no, not like that. Not out the head. You got to put it in the cup. It's a fine scotch and whiskey. Yeah, there you go. It's real smooth.
What are you drinking, man? I thought you were
I
gonna say
got a
shots.
beer. I can't. I didn't come
What?
prepared. I'm over here slacking. I should have. You didn't tell me. I saw it said get your best
No, I
shot.
said I think I put on an email. Take 3 shots, bro.
Look, I've been drinking already, so
All
I'm
right.
there, but I don't have the alcohol.
No,
Look,
we were talking about the startup. So I was helping this this founder, and I think one of the things we talked about how important it is to be like honest or like just like as a startup, you're trying to create as much content as possible. It's just so much easier to be yourself when we're creating content.
yeah, creating content, be yourself, and then the thing I think that matters the most is don't. This is gonna sound counterintuitive. Don't focus on making money. Focus on helping people. Now you're charging people so that you can help them, but focus on helping people. And I say that because I read this good book. I read an audiobook, so sometimes I never know if I read it or audioed it. But I have a bad habit of audio book and then turn around and buying the book and then read the book and then read the book and the audio at the same time, like I'm in elementary
I
school.
think I'm the same way.
Yeah, I'm like, I got to get it again, especially Never Split the Difference. That's a great book in negotiation. But back on this topic, if you focus on helping people, you will get the money that you are looking to make and more. And what I mean by that is, do you like Star Trek?
Is that before my time, man?
Star Trek. Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong movie. Star Wars. Star Wars. Star
Wait,
Wars.
when's that?
So Star Wars, Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker was the hero, but now the hero is the young lady. I don't even know her name. Mike Hughes.
Leia?
Huh?
Wait.
What's the new girl? Not Layla. That's the
Oh,
princess. Man, you
I
can't
know
get.
who you're talking about. The
Let's go
some
Luke
girl.
Skywalker, right? Luke
Yeah.
is the hero, but he's not the best Jedi in the universe. It's Yoda. And you have to become the Yoda for all your customers. And it took me a while because I was trying to figure out, you hear all these people, you hear Simon Sinek, start with why, right? I wear my
Yeah.
glasses so I can do the Simon Sinek. You got to start with why, you know. Right? He's passionate and he talks about hanging with military folks. And I'm like, oh, I could have showed you that, Simon. How leaders eat last. That's a Marine Corps thing. Other services are not that good on it. But that's important to start with your why. But your why helps you become Yoda. And if you're a startup like you right now, you're finding out how to become Yoda. But and in doing so, you help other people. And those people are either your clients or your customers. And what I mean by that is you don't want to be the hero. Because the moment you become a hero, nobody wants to use you. They don't want to buy your services. Like, no, you're not the hero. But if you can make, in my case, that mom or that dad who is the military spouse and not the service member, you can make them the hero because they go to my site and they see that they can rent a vacation rental that the military will reimburse them for. Now, when they go and transition from base to base, they're not putting their family of 5 and 2 dogs and where they have to live for the next 12 days inside of a hotel, but inside of a vacation rental, right? That
And you were
parent,
moving with 6 kids.
I was moving with 6 kids. My wife was the hero when she booked that house. Everybody's like, all right, mommy, right? So Airbnb made her the hero for that time. Come in, made her the hero. My goal is to make all these individuals who are looking to bring, uh, yeah, put that in the microwave. Yes. Just one of my 6 kids. They're taking care of me because I was
What are you making them do for you?
no, because I had surgery, so uh, I had to stay in the room all
Dude,
day.
I'm still
So
so impressed because like last time we talked, you're like, yeah, my 11-year-old is my Facebook ads manager. It's like,
he is.
what?
Yeah, he created like, oh,
Dude,
this is
that's impressive,
bootstrapping
man.
at best. My 11-year-old, he took on Facebook. My 10-year-old, she studied Instagram, and both of them were studying. So and only the ads part and marketing, because I was like, hey man, you guys start working for me, and they know how to do Canva. They go on Canva and they create. So if you see stuff posting, if it looks a little young, it is a reason for that because 10, 11-year-olds are building my canvas for me. Um, and then we have it on auto post on Facebook and Instagram and other places. But you want to make your individual.
None of my managers trust me with their kids anymore because I keep talking about how
You
I
don't
would
have to go in the
commercialize
refrigerator?
them.
There should be another one in there on the door. Uh, no, if you tell them that you're trying to teach them Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, TikTok, the little kids, if they know TikTok, like the teenagers,
Yeah.
tell them to look up the TikTok. Think of this: 13-year-old kid goes around to the neighborhood. Where in Round Rock are you?
Right next to Dell Greenlawn.
Yeah, where I'm on off of Gaddis.
Okay.
No, are you off of Gaddis School Road?
I'm really close.
So I'm down. If you go opposite,
You know where Dell campus is?
yeah, I live down
I'm
the
three
street from it.
minutes away from it.
I'm 5 minutes away.
Okay. We
So
we
I'm
could probably
between
walk to each other. It's
I'm
not
be,
that
yeah, I'm
much.
between 79 and Gaddis School Road over in that
Okay.
area. So where they built the new water park.
Oh man, then I should have met with you at 6th Street. Like I was like
Oh yeah,
not so far, but you actually made that drive.
yeah, I could have did that. We could have did that. That's easy. No,
That's always my excuse. It's like
oh, you
it's so
confused
far
me.
away. But no, that's impressive, man. Like, look, that's I think my thing was I'm too honest. I'm just like, look, I'm gonna commercialize them. They'll come back with you with cash, and they're gonna learn what's it like not to get paid enough for their work. So,
Oh, that's the Kevin O'Leary story.
oh really?
That will make them wealthy for real. That's what may help them. But think about these kids if they go to these, like you said, 6th Street over by the
Yeah.
library. You said 6th Street, downtown Maze, right? Uh, and they know how to market or advertise anything and say, hey, I can help you get more customers. I can do your marketing. We'll try it for a month. If I increase it, you pay me this for the next contract. If I don't, then no harm, no foul. I just, market it for you. That would be so awesome. And that's what I said with my kids. Come play with my company, then we can show you results. And then we can go around all of the companies that are mom and pops around here, the realtors, the plumbers, the guys who put in windows in, and we can run your Facebook ads. $2 a day, $5 a day. You pay me this much a week or a month. Now I have 10 contracts like that in middle school. They don't need to come to me for Christmas. Forget Santa. You got your own company, kid. That's the instinct.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I can't wait for your kids to grow up. I mean, they're definitely gonna do big things, and I mean that's why I'm so like I got to the point this year where I started realizing like once I owned my own house and realized all these chores I have to do that I used to do as a kid, I was like, what? Like I started telling my parents like, hey, like both of you guys are teachers, like you guys have access to kids.
Yeah,
Can you
give me the
grab?
kids over here. I'll pay them to help. I'll pay them to work.
So
Did
if
you
anyone
know?
knows what I do full time, just don't tell them, please.
Did you know if you have an LLC or a
Yeah.
company? I don't know if it's for all C corps, but I do know for LLCs. And I'm not an accountant, so if people are listening to this, you better go check with an accountant. You can pay your kid up to 12 grand, and it's a tax write off, and they don't have to pay any income tax because they're a minor, and it's under $12,000. That's another reason I hire my kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I pay them, and then I put it in their account, and they can't use it because I'm their father.
So if you have 2 kids, you have like 24,000.
No, I got six.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, but you have 2 kids working for you.
I have three working for me.
Okay.
Two are really good. One is like, man, I might fire
So when are you
him.
gonna hire them?
I already started. They were working. My kids create jingles. They've been doing it since last year. A lot of the stuff that I was doing at the pitch competitions and uh, Bunker Brews when I was introduced at East, that came from my kids. They were like, "Daddy, we do this for the next," because they sat in on several pitches, and it was like, "For the next pitch, we need to do this." I was like, "Okay." I'm like, oh, what I got to lose?
Dude, and you could just start an agency, man. Just
With kids,
yeah,
kids
they don't
and
even know. You could be the face of it, and that's your commission, right?
I,
Your kids
I
do all
would.
the work. You can get 20.
They are killing it, man. They help. They watch every pitch competition if it's recorded, and then they critique me. They're brutal. So I don't know if you want like, and little kids don't have filters, so it's brutal.
Which that's your selling point, right? Like, look, I mean, I remember one of my professors at U of H. It was like, hey, if you're planning on starting a restaurant, the focus group, the people that you need to get the opinions of, if it's kids and senior and old people.
Oh, because they don't
Definitely
care.
kids.
That's a good idea. I need to get some seniors to talk to me. I got the kids, man. The kids are brutal. At least seniors will be brutal and then tell me where I can fix it.
Yeah.
Kids, they're just like, you suck. Can I go on
That's
my
it.
device?
It's like, well, what can I do better? It's like, I don't know. You just suck.
And it just sucked, Daddy. Like, and they're just like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Man, that's crazy. This is the stuff that entrepreneurs need to talk about.
Yeah.
Stuff like this. These are like 50 ideas we just threw out here today. Um,
Commercializing your kids.
Commercial and
Making
become a Yoda.
entrepreneurial.
You got to become a
Becoming
Yoda.
Yoda.
Talk to some senior citizens. Um, hire kids to come and clean up your chores,
Yeah.
clean up around the house, like all of this good stuff. This is, yeah.
It's
So,
because like one of the questions was interesting because one of the questions I asked you, I think before was like, I mean, do you have any employees or like, partner? And one of my mentors showed me like this builder profile thing. It's like from Gallup. It's like, hey, to grow a company, you need a rainmaker, you need a conductor, an expert. And I mean, it seems like your kids are doing like a lot of these like rainmaker tasks. Like, hey, how can I show the value of
mhm.
at ease? Through listening to other people's pitches. And as kids, you're constantly absorbing, all this information. So you're getting them really early to think of these like things that are important for building companies. Do you even think they'll like? Do you want them to go to school? Because I feel like at this point they can start their own company without going to college.
So I tell them this. I say, what you're learning in high school, middle, elementary, whatever stage they're in, is helping you be a better business owner and be more successful. And if you want to get a profession where you're not a business owner, that's fine. But you have to understand that college is a critical part of doing that. And you see the Zuckerbergs and the Dells and very few people who become successful entrepreneurs that don't have a college degree, but they are anomalies more than the commonality.
Mm,
You look at all of the companies across America where people actually succeeded and are doing really well. A great bit of them have some kind of post high school, post you know 12 through K education. And college is not, in my opinion, this is my opinion alone. They don't really teach you. It's a process of you learning how to grasp information and knowledge so that you can apply it. Now you do learn things and you get taught, but if you have some professors like I had, they weren't teaching me like my high school teachers were teaching me, right? I had one professor scribble some shit on the wall and then said, you got to know this before the exam. And he would do that for the whole 45 minutes, never turn around, and then leave at the time it was time to go. And you're like, I don't understand any of that gibberish you just put on the wall. And he's like, get office hours with my TA. I'm like, TA? I was a Marine when I did this. I was like, I don't fucking pay your TA. I pay you. So you need to fucking figure out some hours. Well, he's like, well, I'm doing research. I say, you about the research that you need to fucking teach me how to do this. And that didn't go well. I don't think professors like getting threatened by Marines. I was looking at my foot and his ass. But I think college is important at certain aspects. I myself am looking and considering going to get a master's degree because I was working at UT. I'm fortunate to sit in some of the master's courses over at the Macomb School, and I'm sitting there, and that's been a real fucking help for me. I'm cursing a lot, so I apologize. That's been a help for me, sitting in these different classes
But
with
why do you feel like you need a master's class then? Like you're in a
the,
position where you can just audit classes, learn from other people. You're also
I
in
am.
an institution where you can network the crap out of it.
It's true until they say, "Oh, you graduated from a Combs too." You're like, "No, I just sit in the classes," and then you get the right. It's like if you back in my day going to internet school, you used to get frowned upon. Like, where'd you get your degree? Phoenix University. And people go,
But
"Oh."
like at the same time, like who the hell cares? Like you've started a company, you commercialize the crap out of your kids. Like
I agree with you, but you have to have some kind of pedigree. I'm not saying I'm attending the university for that pedigree. I'm attending it. I'm interested in going back because there's some knowledge that I'm not able to get because I'm not a student. That I'm like, I want to know that, and I need the professor to teach it to me because I already tried to teach myself on some of this stuff. I'm like, I don't fucking understand what's going on. And the professors, if you're not really in that class, they're not beholden to teach you. But once I start paying you, you fucking work for me, right? Most people don't look at it like that when they go to college. And I tell my kids, like, if you have a problem in high school, middle school, elementary, and that teacher does not make it, but make it, tell them my daddy pays your salary, so you need to tell me what's going on. I pay a lot of taxes in Round Rock, so do you. Yeah, a whole lot of Williamson County is getting us. But when I go to college, I am very in the mindset, I'm paying you right now. You need to be my employee and teach me this stuff. So this is not answering your question. Should they go to college? I would prefer that they go to college, because I know the importance of college and how it helps generations to come after. And since I'm a black man in America, education is extremely important because at one time we couldn't do education. So I'm like, you better fucking go get as much education as you can. Them got them slaves looking down on us and they want us to fucking go get as much as we can. So that's why I tell my kids to go. But they're like, but I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm like, go get your fucking education. Right. And if they do a Michael Dell and become a billionaire, then I'm like,
oh,
okay.
but at least like this whole idea of like, hey, well, you go in college, like graduate, start your own business. You want to do a master's, wait till you have kids so that they can run your business, and then take your master's degree. So at least I can go to school without like having to worry about my business.
Pretty much. That's what it is. I need you guys to take over. That's what it is.
It's
My
like, hey, daddy's going to get his MBA school. Hey, child one, you're the CEO. Child two, CEO.
I know, just transition. So my 6-year-old, listen to this. He asked me today or yesterday, who's gonna take over the business? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, six. He was like, is Aniston gonna take over at ease? And I was like, well, whoever's the most
Oh man, he's
qualified.
so invested.
Yeah, I was like, whoever's the most qualified. And he think it's a hierarchy because of my oldest daughter who's about to turn 18. And he's like, JJ has her nickname. JJ's gonna be the first one. It's like, no, not necessarily. Whoever has the most leadership skills and proves that they can take over the
Oh
business.
really?
Right. That's what I tell them.
Do you have a favorite?
No, I have no favorite. I don't like
Oh,
it.
whatever.
I don't like them. They need to hurry up and get out of here.
And I told my parents I know my little sister's favorite. She got like $120,000 scholarship and more. Like
That's
our
not
parent, huh?
that might not be the favorite. They just know you can do it without them.
But and like I'm the lowest paid sibling out of all three of them. So it's just like I know Angel's your favorite, but I mean sorry.
What do they say? Yeah.
No, they're like, no, all of my parents like, oh, whatever.
It's true. Well, I'm telling you, parents are telling the truth when they say they have no favorites. There are certain things that each kid does that is like special for that kid. But you don't
Yeah.
have no favorites. I'll tell you the truth. Parents are like, yo, you are eating me out of a house and home. When are you gonna start buying groceries? When are you gonna pitch in on some of these bills? The kid that pitches in on bills and groceries, that's the favorite. I don't have any kids doing that. So if you're gonna, you want to be the favorite, send them a couple paychecks and pay for some utilities here and there. You'll become the favorite instantly.
But so you're saying your 6-year-old asked you
When
who can
he
take over?
when I die, who's gonna take over? I'm like, hey, can I get 40 more years? Come on, slow down, kid.
Did he really ask that? So what is he expecting you to be gone like in 5 years or?
No, he's just so aware of things. I it's funny because I was like, I don't want them to be like I was and oblivious to a lot growing up. So I was like, hey, people die. My grandmother, who was their great grandmother, I think that was the first person they experienced to pass away.
Hmm.
And ever since then, he's like, so when does that happen to you? Because I really didn't want it to happen to you. He thought I was going to live forever. And I was like, well, daddy can't live forever. I was like, I probably really outlive you because I'm going 120. So if you die at 77 and I'm 111, then you're going to die before me. And that's what I told him. He's like, no. I'm like, no, it'd be okay if you die at 77, but I'm just dying at 120, maybe 121. Because my goal is to be in like 2080 and be like, back in 1982. Not that I remember 82, but that's my goal. Um, so he just asked the question, who's going to be the next person in charge? So I was like, if it's going to be you, all of my kids at certain some age and not sooner or later, let's see if I can get this right there. They have to read this book, which is The Richest Man in Babylon. Let me see.
All right.
Richest Man in Babylon. This is the book they have to read. There it goes. The Richest Man in Babylon. George S. Calson, Calson.
Why didn't
Um,
you read that book?
huh? Because
Yeah.
it's the success secrets of the ancients, the most inspiring book on wealth ever written. Right? No more than 2 million copies sold. That's that. It's a lot of good marketing. It's a lot of fluff. But what it teaches them in the book is the importance of you don't go to people who aren't the experts to do a certain job. Like if I heard sheep and I come to you and say, I know how to get some diamonds, and you give me your money to go get diamonds knowing I'm a sheep herder, you just wasted your money. Don't look for it. So a lot of times you see entrepreneurs, me as well, will go to people who say they're the expert in doing things, and you waste a lot of time or money, and you find yourself out of both. So now I'm like, what can you do? Okay, like I met this one young lady, and she was like, "I'm a UX. I got this class and do this," and I was like, "All right." So worked with her, and she was phenomenal, right? And she built my UX, UI, user interface, user experience wireframe, so I can hand it over to my developers.
Was it someone's kid or?
No, this is this is an actual adult.
Okay. So
No
you had a
kids. I
collation of
only I
parents with
only
like,
employ my kids. No other folks' kids, because I don't know the laws on that one. Only my kids. So that's why you gotta be careful. You got the labor laws might get you right. That's why they put them in place because of the 1900s and
oh,
stuff.
you're right. Yeah, that's more reasons why I need to have my own kids.
So you can employ them.
Yeah, no,
But
at this point, it's just like telling my parents is like, dude, I don't like, it's okay. You don't need to introduce me to anyone. I just, just give me kids. It's like, well, you need to have someone to get kids. Like, fine, like,
like, fine, I'll
do
do it. I
everything,
do it. I do it.
all for the wrong reasons, I guess. But no, so you met a lady who, is a great designer.
No, that was a short story just to
Oh,
say
yeah,
you find people who are experts at what they do,
yeah.
and that's who you work with. You don't find somebody to do your marketing who's good at websites, right? And I've been offered people who say I can do website, I can do marketing, I can do. I'm like, shit. What are you good at? If it's websites, do websites because people want to make money, especially during now with COVID and everything. They'll tell you they can do everything else. You're like, So my kids they have to read it. So and then we sit down and do like a book club, like you said, you have a book club with your friends. And what was the takeaway? What did you learn? And one is every time I earn something, I have to put 10% away. So okay, cool, 10% away. And it's not so much saving as 10% away to start making investments. There are apps that exist like Stockpile and Acorn and things. And my daughter, who's 8, who doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. She wants to be a lawyer. And I'm like, okay, go be a lawyer. So you have to go to college. She is like, I just got some money for Christmas from my grandma. I do not want to spend all of it. Can you put $10 in my stockpile account and I'll go spend the other $10? And then today she came over and invested in 3 companies. Now, if you're not familiar with Stockpile, it's a app that allows you to buy percentages of a share if you can't afford the entire stock at its value price. So it's called Stockpile. So you pile it up until you get the stock.
Wait, how old is she?
8. And it's because of the book. She bought NVIDIA, which is an electronic company. I think they make chips. I gotta go look in
And
NVIDIA.
what were you like as a kid? Like, cause I'm just
8.
thinking to myself, like, if I was 8 years old and thinking about this already, I feel like I would be so much farther along in
I
my life.
would too. Let me.
That's when like I wish I was the youngest. I was like, shoot, my little sister got 120,000. Man, like man, I wish I was.
It's January. I have
Yeah,
2 cousins who are like brothers. So 8-year-old me back in the it would have been the 80s for me.
yeah.
Uh, I am waiting for my mother to tell me we're going to Pizza Hut for a birthday party for my cousins. And I'm thinking, are they going to get marble or are they going to just get vanilla for the cake? 8-year-old, I was a little chubby kid. Uh, and then I'm thinking, let's go play. Nothing else. No stocks. No, this is this. None of this. I'm thinking, how much money is the tooth fairy gonna give me? Better not be a quarter again, because now I'm 8. I want $1. Um,
All your kids are making more than you were.
they are making more than me. Uh, I'm at my grandfather was an entrepreneur. He owned his own gas station. And even when I used to go to the gas station with him, I was like, what can I get for free? He was like, you got to work for it. I'm like, I'm your grandson. No, seriously, what can I have for free? Uh, but he did teach me some hard lessons of like, if I wanted some stuff, I had to sweep the floor, mop the floor, rack the hot dogs, and you know those hot dogs that go around at the gas station. That was me putting them in, new fresh buns and stuff. And then I would get.
What do you have like customers come in and just see like an 8-year-old kid?
Mm-hmm. I was called the gas station baby because my mother was off to college, and my grandparents would keep me and at the gas station. I grew up in the gas in a bassinet,
Wait,
like
were your grandparents like like babysitting you and they're just like putting you to work?
yeah, from like birth until they sold the gas station.
I bet you're
Yeah,
probably gonna do that like when you're retired and that.
that's why my kids working, man, because of my granddad. He started me early, so that's
Oh,
all.
now you're making me think like, hey, if I had a kid now in 20 years, they may have their own kid. Like I don't mind if they have it early because I can just make more money off of it.
Yeah, now you can get the grandkids.
And then maybe if I play it right, I'll have grandkids.
That's early.
Yeah.
The Richest Man in Babylon, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And then I think I said one more because you're doing books. It's Never Split the Difference. I can, that's a good one too.
Which one?
Never Split the Difference.
I'll never split the difference. Chris Voss.
Yeah, you heard of it.
I
That's
heard of it and I watched some of his some videos. I hadn't finished reading a book, but I mean speaking about books, I mean that's I think this is why one of the things I'm so passionate about like creating this community where people are sharing what they're learning because one, I feel like you learn even better when you have to teach it to someone else. So in fact, I'd love to have your kids like teach them the stuff they're reading if you're
yeah.
down with
Here's the one for entrepreneurs. Small Business Kit for Dummies. It might not seem important, but man, there's some stuff in here we dummies don't know. Um,
it. Like what?
Referral contracts. Like if
Okay.
you want to do an affiliate program, you want to figure out how and what it should say. Let me. I used it the other day to create something. Let me see. I didn't use it for my financials because my business model is weird. But bulletproofing your business, general partnerships versus liabilities. They actually this book also actually has things you can download and print with a couple contracts. Raising capital for your business, hiring too for employees, right? Just like stuff like, damn, I never thought about that. And that's where this is where I learned about the taxes with the $1,200 for the kids. I don't know if it's in the newer version, sales contracts, purchase orders, and letters of intent. And it's so important to have that stuff because I was reading an article online where it says the new app Clubhouse, they were
Yeah.
able to raise a lot of money by just having a wait list of like 3,000 people. I'm like, wait, what? I need to get a fucking wait list. Um, but yeah, small business kit for dummies. I was hesitant to buy it. I stood in Barnes and Noble over there in what's the Barnes and Noble by us? La Frontera.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ah, and I
I
started reading.
did. Is it because you saw the dummies and like I don't? I'm not dumb.
That was it. That was it. Like,
Like
and
screw this book.
that literally was it. And then I was like, I broke down. I was like, oh, I need this book.
Yeah. That's. I think that's every time I come across this book, it's like, I'll look at it, but I'm never gonna buy it because I don't
So I
want to.
got you
Yeah.
got to get past the dumb. Let me see. They have something called boilerplate. Have you ever heard of boilerplate?
No.
So
I guess I need that book.
I didn't either. I'll send you a boilerplate that I have. Important boilerplate provisions for contracts. Like I was like, what the, it's a boilerplate, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Well, I don't like call it a boilerplate, but it's like whatever you are. It's your value prop. It's like the hot. So you're making it hot, and
Yeah.
your funnel for entrepreneur gets so small that you give your people who are coming to your website or whatever two options: leave or do something. Nothing else. We're not here to fucking make cotton candy and funnel cakes. We're here to fucking do business. Either you do it or you leave. And the sad reality is a lot of people will leave your site, but for the people who stay, they're going to become customers who you turn into heroes, and turning them into hero produces revenue for you. And I was like, damn, I'm glad I bought this small business kit for dummies.
Well, there you guys go. Anthony's recommendation.
Yeah, recommendation.
Humble yourself, guys. I mean, we all have things to learn. So, like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I can't wait to listen to get some book recommendations from you. You say you what, 15 books?
Yeah, it's like my one of my mentors, or she, whether or not she ever agreed to being my mentor, she's my mentor. So if you're listening to this, you're
That's
under
good. You got to.
she like I always ask people for book recommendations, and I appreciate it. And I think part of it, one is like, um Anthony, first, I really appreciate you because like you're like, YJ, you just share this idea. Let's do it. And I heard myself like fucking hesitating. I was just like, I heard myself trying to like make sure I know everything before I had this meeting with. I even texted you like, hey, do you have a pitch deck? It's like, is there something I can pull questions off of? And I just realized that for the past, I don't know, 10, 20, however many years, I'm not that old, but for how many years I've been spending so much time trying to learn how to do everything because I didn't feel confident that I could do something. So for you, just like honestly, you need to fail fast, fail fast, learn fast, grow from your experience, see what you can do better, but you need to just do it. Like you can't just keep waiting. And I realized after ordering so many books, and a friend said, "Why do which one's bigger, your products or your library?"
Mm.
It's like I need to stop reading, which was really hard for me to do. But I created a business or an idea. I don't know if it's a business yet, because to your point, I don't care about commercializing. Anyone who's asking me how am I gonna make money of it, I don't know.
It'll
And
come.
maybe I'll never will.
It'll come.
But what I value a lot, and Paul O'Brien recently, he posted on Austin Startups groups. I don't know if you saw his post. He was talking
I
about
did.
yeah. I was like, has been what I've been thinking about recently. I just didn't know how to like verbalize it. As 7 forms of capital. Like, what do I care about in a business, or the people that I work with, or the things that I do?
Mm-hmm.
It's not financial. I know that in the long term, like if I'm with the right people, if I'm learning the right things and I'm playing an impact to the people around me, I'm gonna get more fulfillment out of my life than, however much money I'll ever make.
Absolutely, and that's what we as people need is the fulfillment of helping others and doing that. You got to check out Jim Rome. But when you said Paul, you got to get him on here. That dude is fucking help. Make sure he's drinking wine though. Um,
Really? Have you been with like drunk?
Not drunk. Haven't seen him drunk, but we both have sat down for what was supposed to be 5 minutes, ended up 2 and 3 hours of just talking. Like I really thoroughly like talking to Paul O'Brien. Um, it's just a good conversation, man. Like, and we drink the wine. We don't get drunk. Maybe, and it's like 2 or 3 glasses. Wine can, you can, right? But the dude is the way he
But
thinks.
why wine then? Why not? Let's
Uh,
shot for shot.
I have never seen him drink liquor. That's why I say wine. I have
Okay.
never seen him drink
So then
liquor.
you're playing it safe then. You're just like, hey, let's get.
No, he's a very calibrated
Yeah.
person and he's very smart, super intelligent. But I'm telling you, when he drinks wine, he opens up. He already opens up and tells what he's
Yeah.
thinking, but
Yeah.
it up a little bit more. Um, Phenomenal, like the way his brain works around. I don't. You saw the post when he was like, "Hey, people who have restaurants, this is what people who are ordering food want." Something as simple as, "Are you open during COVID? What are your hours? Do I pick up or deliver? We don't care about your PDF menu." I was like, that's so true. It's like those are the kind of conversations we have. Like, and he helped me a lot. So like, nobody fucking cares about this, and I was like, you're right. I don't care about it, but I thought that's what I had to do because I'm listening to all these other stuff. It's like, no,
Yeah.
fuck, just do this. And listening to some of the things he recommended, like you say, everybody tells you take it with a grain of salt. But sometimes some things can't be taken with a grain of salt. You have to actually take it and run with it. And he's been a good person to talk to and a good ear to bend. Phenomenal. You definitely got to get him on the show.
Okay.
Definitely.
And maybe we can do it together. But Anthony, I know it's like almost an hour, and you have 6 kids that you're trying to, make sure that they're working all the time. So,
Straight to the future.
what I did have a question for you is like, what do you want people to know about you? Like, and as well, as we're still growing, do you know what you want to do when you grow up?
Yeah, I do. I want to help more people. I'm transitioning out the Marine Corps soon, so my time of service will end to the country, but I don't want my time of service to humanity to end. I got an engineering degree because I was fascinated about the idea of creating things to help people make their lives better and more efficient. I created At Ease for the purpose of making people's lives better and more efficient. So I know I like to serve. And that doesn't mean just being a military. That means I like to serve other mankind of people. So what people can know about me is like when I grow up, I want to know that I've helped a lot of people. I want to know that I've impacted others and not take the credit for it. Just like something I said or did made their life better, made it more enjoyable to be here on this planet. We got limited time, limited spaces, and since our capacity is so challenged from time to time, I just want to be that voice of reason to say, "Hey, step back sometimes and just enjoy it." My wife would probably tell me I should take my own advice, but it's because I just have a thrive and a passion to help others. That's why my kids are doing all this stuff. It seems like they're working, but I'm just thinking of how can I help them have a better life than I did. And I tell them like the reason I want you guys to pay attention to school and do this is so your life is much easier than mine was, and then my grandkids their life can be much easier than yours was. Not saying easy in the sense to just be easy and lazy, but they can enjoy more, they can travel more, they can eat some real fine
You'll
food.
have more options that if you wanted to do something, you can
Yes,
do it.
yes, right. So if your friends say, "Hey, let's go skiing," you can say, "Let's go," because you've been exposed to that because you had opportunities and the ability to do so. Unlike
Yeah.
me, if somebody say, "Let's go skiing," I'm like, "Skiing what?" What are we skiing? Like I've snowboarded or attempted to, but I still can't snowboard. But I
Yeah.
would,
So when, what time, like how
yeah.
much is it gonna cost? And it's like,
Right.
what's my opportunity of
What else
leaving?
if I trade off if I do this and do that? Right. I want to have those. I don't want them to have those choices, and just I want them to be like, oh, I can do that. Let's go.
Yeah.
You
My
see other
kids are
people.
handling my business.
Exactly. My kids got it, and they're making me rich right now. So let's go play some golf. So that's one thing I would like for people to know about me is I love helping people, and sometimes a little bit too much to my detriment to where I can't say no. But uh, you know, when I die, I won't have any regrets.
Yeah.
That's an important thing about me. I listened to this motivational speaker. His name is, oh, he's from Miami. I'm gonna look his name up. But one of the things he says is when you sitting on your bed and you're at your final moments, the dreams and the ideas that came to you are going to be looking at you on that deathbed, and they're going to say, we came to you and only you could have given us life, but here we stand to die with you. I was like, oh, that changed me forever. Forever. Like the ideas and dreams that you have are with you already, but if you never act on them and never do them, they're gonna die with you. And that's the richest place in the world, the graveyard, right? If you ever think about that, the graveyard is the richest place in the world because a lot of dreams and a lot of ideas have just gone away because people didn't act on them. So that's something important to know about me too. If you see me doing all kind of crazy shit, like what is he doing? No, I have a fear of those ideas dying away and not acting like I did it. I did that shit was stupid. But we did it, so you don't have to be at the deathbed fucking looking at me talking about I came to you. So yeah.
Well, and if anything, I appreciate you like already. Like, um, I mean, it's been a long time since we last caught up, but I really appreciate the fact that we did. The fact that you were very encouraging and supporting. You gave me a lot of new perspectives and my own current situation, and you're like, screw it, YJ. Like, dude, yeah, I'm open. I'm like, if I can help you and I somehow help you in some way, but if I can help you in other ways too, let me know. But no, I do appreciate you. I appreciate your advice. I always enjoy hanging out with the folks at Bunker Labs, and for anyone else who is a veteran entrepreneur or just enjoys supporting the entrepreneurial or the veteran community, reach out to Anthony. Anthony, is there contact information I can share with everyone?
Yeah, my email address, which is Anthony at pcs@ease.com. I'll put that in the chat. I don't know. That you might have my phone to labs one. I agree with you. If you just want to come around and have a good time, get around some veterans, man. We'll make you feel comfortable. We'll have a good drink with you. Uh, you will definitely enjoy being around us. I guarantee it. And that's the best way to contact me. It may take a couple of days to get back to you just because I'm super duper busy with military, startup, 6 kids, wife, and all that other stuff that comes along with it. But I will get back to you and connect with that person. Les Brown, what's his name, from Miami, Florida, Liberty City. Check him out. It's the old guys knew what they were talking about. The Zig Ziglars, the Jim Rohns, the Les Browns, and then there's another one, Pena, Daniel Pena. Check him out too. You'll love him.
All right. Well, thanks again, Anthony, and I'll post as soon as possible, and I'll definitely stay in touch with you. Looking forward to chatting with you next week as well. And for everyone else, thanks for joining in. I don't know if this is ever gonna be like a continuing thing, but if you guys are wondering how I started, it was because Anthony just reached out to me and was like, YJ, when are we doing this? And that's how I got started. And I appreciate Anthony a lot for like offering that up to me, because I don't know who else would have asked me or kind of made me realize that if I don't do this now, then I'll never do it. So
Like I said, Richard Branson told us, screw it, just do it.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
guys.
me.
Bye.